everyone. Today we'll be talking about something that I love with all my heart. We'll be talking about smudging sage, but even more, how to smudge sage to clean your environment energetically. Can be your house, can be your office, can be your studio. So this is the number one. The number two, how our ancestors use sage and still use these days, especially the indigenous people. And another one, what are the benefits of smudging sage and using sage in our daily basis? So I'll pick up my sage over here. I have this beautiful sage with me. This one is from Arizona. You can pick up your own sage. This one I bought in a beautiful store. Just remember that if you decide to pick up your own sage, pick up the sage with honor. Pray, ask permission for the plant, and thank you the plant. And make sure that is a place that you can actually pick up sage, because some places you cannot pick up sage. It's against the law. So make sure you're picking up sage for a place that you can. But you can also buy from my store as well. And I'll teach you the way that I use sage, that I was taught many years ago, over 10 years ago, by one of my spiritual teachers. There are other ways to use as well, but the way I use, I'm not lighting my sage right now, but the way that I use, first I put my intention of what I want. Let's say I want to clear this environment against negative energies. And I hold my sage and I look at my sage and I honor this sacred plant. I say, I'm thank you, I honor you, and I'm most grateful for all you be doing and all you do for me. And after I do that, I start my ceremony. And the way that I do, I use a shelf. So because you don't want ashes to fall all over, so I use the shelf and the sage, and I start doing my movements counterclockwise to remove all the negativity. And I put my intention, I put my heart on that. And if there is anything specific that you want to ask, you can ask. I want to remove the negativity for this, and that. And after I do this in my whole space, I'll go clockwise, and when I do clockwise, I bring all the good things that I want to bring to that space. Love, harmony, peace, abundance. I just invoke all the good things. So this is one of the ways to use sage. There are several other ways to use. And talking about our ancestors and the way our ancestors use sage. For indigenous cultures, sage is considered the second sacred medicine. It's considered a sacred plant. And the main use of sage, it is smudging, it is to clear negativity. So it has been used, and the sacred plant has been used for thousands and thousands of years for this reason, and has been used in ceremonies as well. So this plant carries this knowledge, carries this, and the plant Akashic records. That's her purpose. I'll say that's the sage purpose in life. So we can use this beautiful sacred medicine with honor. And of course, sage nowadays is used all over the world. Sage here in the United States can mostly be found in desert areas. There are beautiful ones in Arizona, the Las Vegas area, Utah, and there are many different sages. This is the white sage that is the most common. And I'll put a link below with where you can buy your sage and where you can buy your shelf as well to do your smudging ceremonies. And besides being a sacred plant, there is more. There are researches that show that sage is actually an amazing antiseptic. That's right, smudging sage for a certain amount of time can clear some harmful bacteria from the air. I just read this a few months ago, and I was very amazed. I said, that's just wonderful. So it's amazing tool to have in our toolbox, right? And now what I would like to do with you, I'll light my sage and I'll do a little ceremony the way that I do here so I can show you. And I'll clear my environment, but I also ask the sage to clear your environment as well. After all, we're all connected, and I believe this is possible, and it is. So let's do it. So I'll start the way that I start. I'll honor the sage. Thank you, sage, for your beautiful medicine. Thank you for bringing your energy to this ceremony. I honor you. I love you. I thank you. And I put my heart when I say that. So I'll take my sage bundle over here, and I'm showing right now how I do my sage ceremony. There are many ways, but that's the way I do. And I'll light this sage, and we're doing a ceremony right now to clear the environment energetically, okay? And I told that I'll ask the sage to clear your environment energetically as well. So I light my sage over here, and I already say thank you to the sage. And the way that I do after say thank you, I put an intention. I want to clear any negativity that might exist in my space, or any negativity that might exist in the space of whoever is watching this video. And I start with the counterclockwise movements. And I now ask the sage to clear any negativities that might exist in this environment. Any feelings of fears, disharmony should go away right now. And the same for whoever is watching this video. We ask their environment to be clear from any negativity. And after I do this counterclockwise movement, and when I do it in my house, I do it in my whole house, I'll do the clockwise movement. And when I do the clockwise movement is when I ask the sage, and I invoke also my ancestors and my spiritual guides. It doesn't matter what religion you're connected. You can invoke Jesus if you want, Mother Mary, your spiritual guides, your angels. You know what? Who are your allies? Who are your protectors? I invoke them, and I ask the sage as well to bring peace, harmony, love, and all the good things that this universe has to offer. I ask to bring to this office, to this house, and to everybody's house that is watching this video. And one thing, guys, that I skipped, because I saw somebody pop in and I skipped. Before I started, and my sage went off, and when it goes off, you just light again. Before I start using the sage to clear my environment, I use it myself as well. So I take the smoke of the sage and I smell, and I put over my head, and that's to clear any negativity in my body as well. Usually I do this before I start clearing the environment. So this is the way that I use the sage. Sage is an amazing tool, as I told, has been used by indigenous people and other cultures as a sacred medicine, and its main purpose of life, sage purpose of life, it is to clear energy, negative energy. So we can use that in yourself, we can use this in your house, can use that also for stress relief or anxiety. Is an amazing plant medicine to use. And hello, who is there? And I want to take this opportunity as well to invite you. On July 18, we have the Ancient Stress Relief Tools for the Modern Woman. Will be a free 90 minutes masterclass, and I would like you to invite to come in on this journey with me, because it will be amazing. If you have been feeling like anxiety or stress in your life and I'm not quite sure how to deal with that, I'll be giving you very, very powerful tools. I promise you. You'll be very happy that you learned these tools if you haven't known them yet. So it's July 18. I'll put the link down below. I'll also put the link down below for where you can buy sage, or where you can buy it yourself to do your smudging ceremony. I am Iara with the Life Change Breakthroughs and the Ancient Knowledge for the Modern Woman. So nice to be here with you today, and I'll see you next Friday. Aloha!